we're gonna make today ohagi. Ohagi is a Japanese sweet that is usually prepared in the fall equinox. It's made out of sticky rice and sweet adzuki beans. And my friends Meg and Kei-chan are going to help me. So the first thing is I have already cooked some sticky rice. Sticky rice is not regular rice, but it's rice that is sticky, and you can buy it at an Asian grocery store. It will be marked sticky or maybe sweet, and it is very chewy and it sticks together. It's a little too chewy, so I've mixed it 2 parts of sticky rice to 1 part of ordinary Japanese white rice. So the process is a little bit similar to mochi making. We're going to take this rice, which is warm because it was cooked just before I came here, and we're going to pound it, but we're not going to pound it as much as you would pound for mochi. Let's keep this. Thank you. So I have this rolling pin, and things really stick to sticky rice, so I have brought some salt water, and I'm going to dip the rolling pin in the salt water, and then we're going to pound. And we're only going to pound it until it's partly reduced. There will still be grains visible. Do you want to try some?
Yes. Ooh, sticky, yes.
You could dip a little more in the salt water. We'll use the salt water later for our hands too.
Like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. A little bit like pounding mochi.
Except we don't even have a grandpa. It's not as hard.
Right? Okay, here.
Okay, let's move the outside parts to the inside to make sure everything gets a little bit pounded. This is my second time making ohagi.
This looks already tasty.
Okay, do you want to taste?
Yes.
Hi, dozo.
Hi.
Best part of it.
That'll do. Okay, let's put this out of the way.
Sweet.
We'll keep this. So I'm gonna wet my hands with this salt water. That's 1 teaspoon of salt in a cup of water. And then we take a little bit of rice and make a ball of it. And then, Kei-chan, could you get me a piece of plastic wrap? Thank you. So the next thing is, this is the sticky rice, and this is what's called tsubuan. It's adzuki beans, which are boiled with sugar until they really fall apart and get thick. And I actually bought this already prepared. This is tsubuan, but if you're more ambitious, you can make it from beans. And one thing you might do is, this tsubuan is relatively sweet. If I was making it from beans, I'd probably make it a little less sweet.
I think that I remember my grandmother used to do that, like soak it in the water overnight, and then boil it in water the very next day with lots of sugar. So that sugar amount, it's how much you want to be sweet or not.
Yeah.
I think, but it's like a 2 days worth of work. I don't think I want to do that.
So it's very easy to find this in an Asian market, tsubuan. Okay, now, next thing we do is we take a little bit of tsubu, and we put it on the plastic, and then we make the tsubu, the beans, go around the rice. So you have to make the little rice ball fairly small in order for this to work. Okay, and then the next step is there are some powdery toppings that we put on the outside because this is sticky and you can't handle it. And I have brought 3 or 4 kinds of toppings. 2 of them are black sesame seeds, and I toasted these a little bit at home before I came here. It's this. You just toast them dry in a steel pot, steel fry pan, until a little bit of the lovely fragrance of sesame comes up. And then we're going to crush them a little bit in our mortar and pestle.
Just a little bit?
It's a fair amount of grinding, but we won't crush it into complete paste. We'll just crush it until all of the beans are a little bit crushed so that they will stick.
Nice aroma.
Yeah.
Smells so good.
This is an instrument called a suribachi, but in English it's called a mortar and pestle, and you can use, this is a Japanese one made out of ceramic with lines in it, but you could use any kind of a mortar and pestle, like it's commonly used in Mexican cooking and probably some other things.
Well, then it's so common that we go doing a brown noodle, go Matsuri.
Okay, so let's put that in here. Okay. Okay, and now we can roll this in that powder. And there's one ohagi. Usually there's moisture in the ohagi, and after 15 or 20 minutes, the moisture will soak into the powdery covering and it gets a little damp, so it's good to wait a little while and then roll it again. So that's one of our flavors. Another flavor is kinako. Kinako is ground roasted soybeans, and it's really commonly used in traditional Japanese sweets. Some Americans aren't fond of it, but I like it a lot.
It has a nutty flavor, really nice.
Yeah. So this is has a little bit of fragrance, but no sweetness at all. So usually we put a little sugar in there. So, what about this one?
I would go one more.
So just, you don't have to be very precise here. Okay. Go ahead, Meg. Why don't you make it?
Okay, I'll make one. So this much, small.
my fairy assistant.
That's too little.
Okay.
I'm ready. Sensei!
Hi, yes, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I don't have the clean hand.
Oh.
Sensei, you do that.
Okay. It is. That's why we make the rice ball small. If you make the rice ball big, it's really hard to cover it with.
All around.
Yeah.
Here. Get in there.
But the good news is this is not precision cuisine. They'll taste good no matter what shape they are.
Okay. This looks good. like round, or do you make it flat, or what's
I have made them round,
standard?
but I'm sure you could make them whatever shape
Like this?
you like. Yep. Dump it in.
Oh, that's a double flavor.
Okay.
Ooh.
I also brought white sesame seeds, so let's
Oh.
grind up some white sesame
Oh.
seeds. It'll be okay.
Smells so good.
It does. When you're toasting the sesame seeds, when they begin to snap a little bit and explode, that's just before they're ready.
But that little piece is very hot. Okay. It's not too bad. It didn't look too black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, it's going to be mixed with tsubuan, so.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It's so good and smells so good. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make another
Yeah.
one.
Me too. And if you're going to be touching it, the rice, dipping your hands in the salt water helps them not get sticky.
I guess you're gonna have to dip it into the gold stuff.
This works well when the rice is still warm, and these will keep for maybe 1 or 2 days. If you put them in the fridge, they're likely to get really hard and unpleasant.
I'm getting better at this.
When's the last time you had ohagi?
I don't even remember. Well, in Japan, we buy these.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice that we know how to make this because it's really easy.
It is easy. So this is ohagi, but if it's springtime right now where we are, and usually in springtime you would have kashiwa mochi. Probably kashiwa mochi
Oh,
is
kashiwa
pretty
mochi
much the
is
same thing,
good.
except they're pickled oak leaves on the outside, and you can't eat those, right?
No, those you can eat those. Sakura mochi you eat that outside.
Yeah. Also, sakura mochi is similar, but it's wrapped in a pickled cherry leaf. And
Yeah.
those are really delicious.
Yes, they are.
But I hear that you can't eat too many of them because it can cause
Stomach.
yeah, something like that.
See, you can tell I'm so eager to eat. Go ahead and start moving faster.
難しいね。
頑張ってよ。はい、I'm making a 3 balls.
Okay. So,
Oh, now we have assembly line going.
Yes.
Good.
Here.
Okay.
okay, so I'll just put this in here.
So now I'm going to introduce our non-traditional ohagi topping. Of course, you can put anything you want on ohagi if it will stick. What I have is some plain cocoa, unsweetened cocoa, and I'm going to dump out some cocoa.
Oh, you need sugar.
And I need sugar.
Thank you.
You know, this cake, I really like sugar in her topping. Probably need a lot of sugar because this is kind of bitter.
Can we put things like matcha powder?
Yes,
maybe?
matcha powder sounds awesome. And in fact, what if we made one that had one side was white sesame and the other side is matcha powder?
Ah, that
That would be great.
nice too.
What else could we put on?
It should be sweet, right?
Probably should be sweet, but we could add sugar to things. And it should be dry and powdery so it'll stick to the uncle.
Powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar.
Okay, so this is.
What if we mix powdered sugar with a little bit of powdered lemon?
Here. Okay. Is that-
Yes. Do you want to do this?
No, go ahead. On top of that one, huh? That I never thought of that one.
We're not in Japan anymore. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, that's the basic technique, and that's all the toppings I brought. Now we can just go ahead and make the rest of them.
Time to eat.
It's probably time to eat. Shall we try?
I want to just only make want you to make the one with the chocolate.
Okay.
Powder.
Oh, we need more than one of those.
Okay. Here. Well, you go ahead and make that one. Sensei. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am going to take this.
I'm surprised that we didn't have to pound it that
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
It doesn't take so much.
Like rice bowl, really. Yeah.
Because I think the thing about these is you want to have some of the feeling when you chew it of the kernels still there.
The texture, I really like it.
Getting better and better. Look at this
Yeah, look at
perfect
that.
shape.
Ah,
できたー Here,
thank you.
there you go.
You could also imagine using a stencil. Like I bake sourdough bread and I use a stencil to make a pattern with rice flour on the top crust. And if we had a little stencil, we could pour some matcha, for instance, in a shape on the
Right.
top of the ball after we make it.
In that sense, you probably want to make it a little flatter. Make it to the koban size, koban style. That the koban is like that, a little flat
flat
and
circle.
oval. So make the picture shows a little better.
Koban is a traditional Japanese coin, right?
Coin, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Those were flat and they had a hole in them so that you could carry your money by tying it on a string.
yeah, but well, koban
Not necessarily.
not necessarily, but like a flat one. Has the hole. それ何やったっけな。穴が開いてんのは
5円玉みたいなやつ。
ですよね。あれは何やったっけな。その穴そうやけど、俵の作れたようなやつは穴開いてないよね。
こういう flat.
And you know what koban makes me think of? You know, neko ni koban. That means it's a waste of time to give money to cats. And in English we would say pearls before swine.
あれ、豚に真珠じゃないの？
We say 豚に真珠 too.
Maybe that's from English.
Yeah.
Pearl to the
maybe.
pig. あ、そうなんだ。違うんだね。
The meaning of neko ni koban and buta ni
真珠。
shinju no 意味が違う？
違う？同じ。
同じでしょ？
同じだけど、あげる相手対象はね、豚がピグにthe pearl, giving the pearl to the pig,
Yeah.
well maybe not for the United States, not American.
でも we have exactly the same,
Same だね。
expression. Yeah, I just realized that recently. Like, this
Which
is-
one should we make here? Kinako.
きなこだね。
Soybean, roasted soybean powder.
黙々と作ってます。もうゾーンに入ってますから。
Okay.
以上でございます。以上でございます。
From the Sonoma County Matsuri Japanese Festival, thank you for joining us today to learn how to make Japanese sweet ohagi. We've enjoyed showing you how to do this, and now we're going to eat what we made. Yatta!
いただきます。
いただきます。
気持ちいいな。